Namaste friends, and hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll be talking about the concept of Vargottamma and Bhavottamma. Okay, it's actually a very simple concept. It's going to be a very short video. It serves to explain the understanding actually of what Vargottamma means and what Bhavottamma means and how different they are. Okay, so this is a standard chart. Or the D1 and the D9 chart. The D1 is called the Rasi or the natal chart, and the D9 is called the Navamsa chart. So what is the Rasi? Rasi is basically one of the most important charts that we need to have a look, because this is the main Rasi. Out of this there will be you cut this apart, you slice it, and you cut into smaller harmonics. So this is the main one. And out of that comes the other Vargas, they call it, or harmonic charts. Okay, so this is, or rather, this gives you a very, how can I say, a bird eye view on what sort of physical attributes do you have, or what sort of qualities on a very materialistic level is seen in the D1 chart. The D9 chart has two functions. The first is it's part of the harmonic or the Varga charts. It shows us in-depth details on marriage, especially the Kalatra Bhava, right? House of marriage. So it gives us more details on what are the features and whatnot. Everything about marriage and partnership is seen on the D9 chart. But above that, this second function of D9 is to show us qualities of whatever that we see here. For example, say in this case we have Saturn here, and Saturn, as you know, if it's in this Tula or Libra, is exalted, right? Within certain degrees it gets exalted. Say it's not. If it's not, then we always have to check here to see whether how Saturn is behaving on this side of the chart. And if the Navamsa doesn't give it a good reputation per se for Saturn, let's say in Navamsa Saturn is has become a functional malefic, or it's not well positioned in the Navamsa, then whatever we're going to talk about Saturn here, we always need to understand, or we need to have it in the back of our mind, that it is not giving a good result. Look at it like the D1 as the human chart and the D9 as the chart of the gods. Okay, so this one influences, the D9 influences the D1. It sort of gives us the graces per se. The graces of whatever that we see here. We always have to recheck this and see if it's how is the state, how's the quality of whatever we are looking here. Now, what is Vargottamma? Vargottamma means if you have the same graha on both the D1 and the D9 on the same Rasi. As you can see here, Saturn on the D1 is in the Tula Rasi or the Libra, and on the D9 Saturn is also in the Tula Rasi, and thus it creates a bridge. Okay, this bridge, not only now, what happens now is not only D9 is influencing D1, but D9 also has created a bridge to D1. So not only it's influential, but now there's a physical connection going. So that makes Saturn highly auspicious, highly benefic. It makes it super strong. Okay, so this is what Vargottamma means. Vargottamma means there is a physical connection, not only influence, but there's actually a connection from D1 to D9. There's a bridge between these two, and that creates a lot of good vibes. It's always welcomed. If you have Vargottamma, okay, you can have a maximum of 3 Vargottammas. Now, someone asked me, why is it only D9 and not the rest? Of course, all these are based on classical texts. Of course, if you have a D10 here and if you connect D1, and if you have Vargottamma on D1 and D10, it is still called Vargottamma, right? Vargottamma means is connection which has the same Rasi on both on the Rasi and the harmonic charts. But it is highly auspicious if Vargottamma happens on the D9 chart. That is why most of the people says that Vargottamma is only for D1 and D9. It is not 100% true, right? It's about 90% true. What it simply means is that if you have Vargottamma on the D9, if Vargottamma happens on the D9 or the Navamsa, it is highly auspicious. If it happens on the other charts, it's okay, right? It is still good, but then it doesn't yield a stronger auspiciousness as it is in the D9 chart. Okay, so I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say is that if it's on the same Rasi on both the D1 and the D9, then it's called the Vargottamma. Okay, of course, if it happens on a different chart, say on the D10 or something, it is still Vargottamma, but it's not as auspicious as falling into D9. Now the other thing I wanted to show you is what happens is, this is also Vargottamma. As you can see, Jupiter in D1 is in Miduna or Gemini, and then on D9 Jupiter is also in Miduna or Gemini. But the only difference is that both are in the Lagna. As you know, this line here, this blue line, denotes the Lagna or the ascendant, the first house, the house of birth. Okay. Now, if you have Vargottamma on the house of birth, this is really, and if it's on the D9 chart, then this is super auspicious. Okay, it is highly auspicious. It's as auspicious as it can be. Okay, so that I wanted to share that as well. Okay, that's about Vargottamma. Let's talk about Bhavottamma. Bhavottamma, it's slightly different. What it does is, you see here you have Vrishika, you have Ketu, and you have Kanya, Rasi of Kanya, and you have Ketu. Now they are different in Rasis, correct? Of course, this is Vrishika, this is Kanya. However, it's called Bhavottamma. Bhava means house, right? They share the same house. See, this is Lagna, house number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Likewise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1 is always counted in the Lagna, starts from the number 1 starts here, not here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both resides in the Putra Bhava or the 5th house, and that creates again a bridge, because both are sharing the same house regardless of the Rasi, but the house is the same. So now it's called as Bhavottamma. Alright, so Vargottamma, let me show you again. Vargottamma means they are sharing the same Rasi. It's not the same house. See, 1, 2, 3, 4th house. This is 10th house. The 10th and the 4th. This in 2 different houses, but the Rasis are the same. But the Bhavottamma, the Rasis are different, but the house is the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I hope I've got that concept of Bhavottamma and Vargottamma explained, and please stay tuned for more videos. I'll try to cover more of these videos, and thank you.